Hi, I'm Vicki Westling here with City Speaks. City Speaks is a show that's brought to you by Mayor Rosas and his administration to let you know what's happening in your area, in your community, in your city. So you can watch City Speaks daily on Spectrum 1301 in Dunkirk at 3 o'clock and 10 o'clock. Catch us at Dunkirk Access on YouTube anytime at your leisure. And make sure you watch City Speaks. It's here for you, the residents for the city of Dunkirk. So here we are at Lakeshore Humane Society, and thank you for watching. City Speaks is here today at Lakeshore Humane Society with Bob Earhart, Carmen Quiñones, and Deborah Washington. We're going to talk about some of the things that Lakeshore Humane Society does. We're going to talk about how you can adopt a pet, what you need to do, your criteria. We're going to take a look inside, talk about some of the benefits of adopting a pet. And we also have Tanner with us. And tell me about Tanner, Carmen.
Okay, if you'll just stay to the side. When we have a dog that you're not familiar with, it's always important to show them the side of your body so that you're not showing your full front body, causing fear or anxiety. And for safety, it's always good to stand straight and tall. And if you're going to meet a dog that you've never met before for the first time, you just keep your hands to your side and let them smell you. Tanner is a mixed breed. He's blonde colored, and he's young, and he's going to learn new training commands like come, sit, stay, and wait. He's very lovable, and we're so happy that we have him here with us today. And he's so honored to be a part of this program. Thank you so much.
Well, you're welcome, and Tanner's beautiful. And so we're going to take a walk inside. We're going to talk about some things. Bob, you've been around Lakeshore Humane Society for how many years now?
I've been around almost 18 years. We go back to, the original was Dunkirk Humane Society in the late 60s. We've been Lakeshore since 83. We've been in the current building that you're filming right now since 2012. And just a busy place. We have animals coming in and going out every day of the week.
Right, and so I know there are a lot of animals. We have a lot of volunteers. And now, Donna, you're a volunteer.
Debbie.
Deborah, you're a volunteer. Tell me, but now what area do you work in mostly?
I work mostly on the cat side.
Okay, the cat side. So we have cats and dogs. Do we get other animals that are not cats and dogs that are dropped off or that we pick up or whatever?
We had a bird. We've had
Rabbits.
rabbits. We've had a turtle one time.
Yes.
Things, we don't specialize in them. We do have contacts that we have that we can call people and they'll come and get them. They specialize in reptiles, and that's what they do.
Okay.
They don't do dogs and cats. There's people up that'll do deer up in Tonawandas, we call up there.
Right.
So,
Okay. All right. So now with the cats, how many cats do we have in right now?
Probably approximately 40, probably 40 right now. We have some coming in.
Okay. And your cat capacity is?
45.
45. And now, Bob, I understand from you that there's a waiting list for cats.
cats is a never-ending waiting list. We probably have about 100 on the waiting list. That's not necessarily 100 people. One person might have a litter of kittens or something, and we only have so much capacity. Dogs, we don't really keep a waiting list, but there are always people calling, wanting to surrender dogs. Somebody will pass away, or they're moving. Mm-hmm. There's always dogs coming in. They change every day.
And your dog capacity is what?
We're set up for 10. Sometimes we'll have a few more. We had a couple of dogs come in last year. They took the one out to have it spayed, and turned out she was expecting, so a few weeks later we had a litter of puppies. So all of a sudden our increase shot up.
Right. Okay, well, we're all getting over colds, so let's get inside and see what's going on. Right. Okay, inside we go. All right, so now we're inside here, and there are a lot of things that are going on with the Humane Society. For instance, we have now the Pins for Paws event that's going to happen on January 18th. At Lucky Lane, so people can do that. There's also the Spaghetti Dinner fundraiser on February 25th at St. Hedwig's. So there are a lot of things happening to get money to raise awareness of the Humane Society. We also have behind us the Cats Meow, and these are gifts for pets and people. Tell me about it.
Well, it's more of a convenience. It is a small fundraiser. We do make some profit off of it, but as you can see, the sweatshirts came out of there that I'm wearing right now. We have stickers. Some of them we'll give away with adoptions. Clothes, mugs, leashes, anything you want, we will have in there. We have, if you look up high, you can see the different stickers, or excuse me, the magnets for different dogs. And it's just an ongoing thing. We have one person that takes care of this during the year.
Okay, so it's a money raiser event because it really is important to have the funds to operate the animal shelter because it's a not for profit, correct?
It's not for profit. We get no funds from anybody. As far as government funds, it's all fundraisers and donations by the public.
Okay, and so now we talk about donations and fundraisers. Nestle's Purina is a big supporter.
They
Tell
are
me a
right in
little
our
bit about-
backyard. They are. They treat us good. They've been treating us good since they opened, which was 45 years ago now. They probably supply 90% of our food. The rest we get donated by individuals coming to the door. All of a sudden, somebody will show up and they got 4 bags of cat chow or something. And there's also the specialty food. Sometimes a dog or a cat needs a special food because of a dietary issue or something, and that we go out and buy.
So, thanks to Nestle's Purina and to everybody who donates. Also, we have volunteers. Now, Carmen, come in and talk to me about the volunteer program. Tell me a little bit about some of the things that volunteers do. And tell me about one of the things that you were telling me before about how you care for the dogs, especially if they need medical treatment.
Okay, so for the Lakeshore Humane Society, I just wanted to reiterate that we're not connected to the National Lakeshore or the Humane Society. We're a separate entity. And because we're volunteer-based only, we have different volunteers that come in during different shifts to care for the animals, the cats and the dogs that come in. As soon as we have a dog or a cat come in through our door, we have a very strict process where we vet the animals, where we clean them, bathe them, give them food according to their digestive issues and medical conditions. We walk and exercise and provide enrichment for the dogs and lots of love and care. And volunteers drive our animals to and from vet appointments. And when we do the adoption process, we also do home visits. So every step of the way from the dog's or cat's journey when they come in through that door is well thought out, well exercised, well planned, and filled with a lot of love and care.
Okay, now tell me how many, we have volunteers who do different things. We have just dog walkers. We have some volunteers who actually go back and help clean the cages or
The kennels.
The kennels.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I like to say we kind of have like 4 categories: cats, dogs, fundraising, and other. When you volunteer, that's what's on the sheet. And I'm basically the other. Carmen is dogs. And we have the cat people like Debbie that you just met. But there's 60 to 70 of those people a week coming through here taking care of the animals. Without those people, we couldn't do it. There's people that come in and run the vacuum and clean the windows. That's all they do laundry. They're happy doing that. We need everybody that comes in here. And we're never have enough volunteers.
Yes, we're looking forward to new volunteers. We have a wonderful application process and wonderful training for everyone. And each person has the ability to learn all different aspects, whether you're doing dishes, doing laundry, whether you're cleaning, whether you're walking the dogs, or transporting to the vets. There's so many positions to be filled, and we're very grateful for all the volunteers that come here.
So no service is denied, is that correct?
Correct.
No service is denied. And so now one of the things that we talk about with the adoption process, because I know that there are, little Johnny and Janie decide they want a kitty cat or they want a new little puppy dog, and the parents come in and they adopt an animal and they get it home and it doesn't work out. What happens to that animal now?
We want it back. That is part of our contract. We'll take the animal back if you've had it 6, 7 years. We want the animal back because, lots of times somebody will pass away, the family member doesn't want it. We'll take it back. We'll find a home. Right now we have she's not here, but she's a 13-year-old beagle that's in foster care because she'll need a home eventually. And she just needs that extra special touch at 13 years old.
Right. So we have the cat once the animal comes in and you adopt it out. If something happens, those owners can always bring that animal back. Is that correct?
That's
Yes,
part of the
that's
contract.
correct. That's part of our contract. The dogs are also microchipped when they go out of here. So if gets loose and dog catcher picks it up, it can be tracked and comes back here. We know who it belongs to.
So not only are they microchipped, they're spayed or neutered, right?
That's correct.
They make sure.
State law when they have to go out, unless there's a medical reason or they're too young. And then in that case, we will give you a voucher. So when the animal is ready here, you take it to the vet and we pay the bill. So there's no excuse.
And now this is not a kill shelter.
No.
That's one of the things that we had talked about before. And because now certainly there are some animals that may come in who may, have some issues that we may have to make that horrible decision. But typically it's not a kill shelter.
No, it's usually a medical reason. We've had dogs come in and we had one come in a few years ago. People had it like 11 or 12 years they were moving, didn't want to take it. Well, that turned out the animal's kidneys were actually shutting down. The dog was in the process of dying, and it just didn't, for the dog's sake, we had to put it down. But that's the only kind we do.
Yeah, we're an adoption shelter, and we're also a place for animals to get a second, sometimes a third, sometimes a fourth chance. The volunteers work very hard. We're here overtime. We were sleeping over a couple times when we had puppies for the first time. We had a nursery, and the dedication is just phenomenal. When we go home, we don't stop thinking about what's going on here and who needs help, and we always network with other members of the community, other foster people from different organizations. So here at this shelter, every animal has an excellent chance of being adopted.
Okay, and you had mentioned also that the main focus for the volunteers and for the shelter is for the animal.
Yes.
The animal. So when you talked about the adoption process, tell me a little bit about what someone must do or what criteria they must meet in order to adopt an animal.
Well, I know the vetting process is a very critical one because our board members and our champions want to see the vet history of people that are possible adopters. They want to see if you can afford to feed them, care for them, give them regular veterinary care. We look at references from other people in the community that know, and also the veterinarians. If you have a fenced yard, how are you going to care for the animal? Is the dog going to live inside the house? We're definitely not looking at any of our dogs to be watchdogs or guard dogs. All of our animals are to be loved and cared for. So it's a very extensive process. We don't discriminate against anyone. We also look at the background and history, and we want to make sure that the best and highest good of that dog is being met.
And most times we have several applications on each animal. And sometimes it comes right down to the dog picks you out. You may be the best candidate, but the dog may not like you. And all of a sudden, he's on somebody else's lap. And, okay, the dog found a home. He picked you. I'm going with you.
Yeah,
and
that
happens quite often.
And it also happens with volunteers. When we have dogs that have been here for an extended period of time, the volunteer just reaches a point where, well, you're coming home with me. And that happens to a lot of us. Yeah. And it's a good feeling because we know the dogs here because we put so much time and effort in their care, and they know us. So we build a great sense of trust with the animals that come in through those doors.
Now, one of the things that you had mentioned before, which I just thought was hilarious, you said that you have bilingual, or you...
The animals can speak in Spanish. Some of them do, yes. Because we offer bilingual services here, too. So if someone calls...
Spanish community, so it's just natural that some of the dogs will come from a Spanish family, and they're used to speaking Spanish.
And they dream in Spanish, too. I'm sure of it.
Yeah. So that's good. So somebody who is may not be English-speaking but Spanish-speaking can come in. And you had a couple of Chihuahuas, you said, that were... Tell us about them.
There was a time about a year ago where we maybe had like a run on Chihuahuas. We probably had 6 or 7 in here.
Oh, they were so precious.
And then we had the litter, and we just had them all over the place, but then now we don't have any. And that changes, but they just get used to them, even though they may come from a Spanish-speaking family, they learn real quick. They know what you want.
Yes, and love is a universal language.
It is. Can we walk through? I mean, the facility is just immaculate. I have to tell you that, when I came in here, I wasn't quite sure what to expect, but it's truly immaculate. So can we take a little look around? Where do you want us to go?
Bob, you can lead them.
We'll start right with the cat area.
Okay. All right. Are you coming with us, Carmen, or are you?
Yes, I'm trained on both cat and dog side, and I am also a cat lady.
Go ahead, Bob.
The black cat you see running around is Jackson, so he's our house cat, one of them.
So we have 2 house cats as well as regular. Oh, look at the little kitty cats. Hello. Oh, and so they have all their little cages, their little areas.
Yeah, these are their little kennels.
Oh,
and
look
they
at
have
this
little
one.
homes.
They're, oh, he's, look at this one up in his little bed. Oh, look what a cutie. Oh my, so we have a lot of little kitty cats. This one's being fed. Hello. Oh. So,
There's Jackson over there in the corner.
now, look at this face. I want to tell you, if you want a kitty cat, this one's the one. Just look how gorgeous. Oh. These are great. So the this is the cat area. They all look like they're well taken care of. They have their little places to climb and to sleep and to eat.
You'll see them lots of times where they'll be sitting. You pull up out in front, they'll be sitting in the window watching you. Oh. They like to look out.
Well, they're very inquisitive, that's for sure.
Like I mentioned outside earlier, the ones that are coming up here are the ones that are getting adopted first. The guy that's sitting in the back, he may be a perfectly good cat, very friendly, but he's just, okay, I'm cool, I'll sit back here. But there's nothing wrong with him.
Yeah. They're just a little more independent,
Right.
Okay, well, this is great. And I have to tell you, I have an allergy to cats, but if I didn't, I would take that one home.
Aww.
That's wonderful. Look at him. I just love him. Come here, baby. Come see me. What's his name? Oh, look at this. Oh, yes, I know. I would take you home. I would. Oh, look how cute. Oh. You meow?
Yes,
Well-
the cat volunteers that we have here are exceptional because they run 24/7. If there's an emergency, if there are kittens that have been abandoned, there are certain cases that will take precedent. And all the people that volunteer here do this out of the goodness of their hearts and with deep grace. And the cleanliness that we have here is a very high standard.
Yeah.
And that's why these animals are so happy and they do so well. That's why the animals are so happy and they do so well, because we're so clean here.
That you are. Whoa, look at this baby. Oh. Well, all right, well, let's go take a look at the other side. These are great. You all are wonderful. I'm telling you, if you want cats, just come and look. I mean, there's no reason why these cats should stay here.
Beyond here.
Oh, is this cat Tucker?
They're not ready for adoption. And that new one, yeah, because
This is Grumpy Buddy. He's the one you
because
Grumpy Bunny? Oh,
basically his history right there.
Grumpy Bunny.
Anybody can look at this real quick and tell you about the cat.
Oh,
They may not be the one that's
okay.
working with the cat all the time. In
yeah.
the back here, you have an isolation ward. Any animals that are coming in are.
All right, well, let's take a look over here. Goodbye, Grumpy Bunny. Oh, I feel like I should take him home.
And we'll come out back through the front, because we're not going to go through ISO, because until the dogs have been vetted and cleared, we don't show them yet. Okay. So this is one of our lobbies. This is one of our lobbies of many, and we make sure we keep the doors closed so that way if we have an escapee, we have a vacuum, and then we don't have to worry about them
You have an
getting loose.
escapee.
Yeah, it happens sometimes. Okay, so this is a general area where we hold public meetings, where we visit. We have artwork here. We have items for sale because we always have items that
Yeah.
we use to raise funds.
Okay, so this is probably your community, more like your community room,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
So this is where you would have your monthly meetings for your officers?
Is this the artwork that the students did?
Those are the students from Dunkirk, right?
Yes. So we have the community members from the different schools coming in.
Okay, so the students from Dunkirk did this artwork?
Yes, isn't it beautiful?
That is great.
They're so talented and they love the animals.
Oh, I'm sure.
And we love having them here.
Yeah, well, this is awesome. This is really great. So
Did
we
you
do.
talk about BOCES too? The students that come in?
We do have the BOCES animal husbandry. The BOCES animal husbandry class comes down, I think, about once a month.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these animals that the Dunkirk students painted here, they are our animals. They took these pictures off our website, so all these animals have been through here at one time or another. They're not here now, but they're all gone. So these were our animals. They all got adopted out.
That's awesome. That's great. Okay, let's go take a look back here. So now we have, I mean, for anyone to come in, there's so much to offer for people. So
Yeah,
we'll hope that they don't start barking.
We hope they won't, but it'll usually gets very noisy when we go in here.
So in this area, we have the dog manager's numbers, the boards. This is Tank.
Okay.
Can you sit? Good boy. Thank you. Good boy. And this is Beauty. Thank you. We just gave her a medicated bath
Hi,
today,
Tank.
and we're
Good
helping
boy.
her with some of her skin issues. We have a wonderful area outside for running the dogs.
Okay.
Quickly, it's muddy. And this is our little buddy Tank. Come, Tank. Oh, he's already got it. Okay. And this is Kylie. Sit. Sit, Kylie. Can you sit? Kylie, come. It's okay. She's not sure. All right.
She's not sure. Okay. Well, this is different for them.
Run so that our dogs can come out and they can get exercised. Okay. We have different yards for our dogs to be exercised in because part of a good regimen for our shelter dogs that are going to be adopted is enrichment and exercise.
So
It
when
does
we
get pretty muddy out here in the wintertime, as you can see.
So when we talk about, so they really can come out, they can run, they can play.
Yes, they have time outside of their kennels, which is very important for their stress reduction, for their inner happiness and well-being.
Each dog has its own run behind its kennel, and then that can
Okay.
be opened here, and they can get out into the yard, or they'll bring them over into a separate one. Some of the dogs, they play well together, just like people, but then all of a sudden you get a couple dogs that don't
They don't
see
play
eye to
well.
eye,
Yeah.
and you don't want to put them out here playing together.
Right.
Others are great. Oh.
I'm sorry. This is Purina right here. So we got a view of their building. We're so thankful to their continued support and all the items that they donate, especially when we have fundraisers. They donated some wonderful bags for people who participated in Wolfstock, which was a wonderful event that
Our
we had
annual
this summer.
dog walk.
It was a Patricia McGee dog walk.
Yeah, Pat McGee was it. You remember her, state senator?
Yes, absolutely.
Yep. So we run our dog walk in her memory every year. She was a great supporter of animal rights. And she usually, when she'd show up someplace, she'd usually open the trunk of her car and have dog food in the back going to the shelter.
And now, didn't she normally do that at Point Gratiot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had our dog walk at Point Gratiot for years. This year it was moved here.
Oh, okay.
Just to try something new and see what worked.
All right. Who are you? Okay. This is your garden. Now, what is?
You can tell it's wintertime. It's kind of everything's dead, but
Sure, well and wet, and that's okay. That's the way it's supposed to be. So they have a wonderful place for them to come out to play. Now, the dogs would not normally come out here. Is that
no,
correct?
they would be walked out here. This
Okay.
is all our property here, so the dogs are walked on this property. Sometimes they're walked down the street. Sometimes you'll be driving over Route 5 and you'll see volunteers walking the dogs.
Right. Yes. Yeah. So it's
This was built 2 years ago. This is a memorial garden. Gentleman donated the flagpole to us. We put the flagpole up, and in the summertime, there's benches out there where you can sit and enjoy your peace and quiet and watch the birds and the bees.
And now you talk about memorial. You also have a program for your bricks where they can buy the bricks in front. So tell me about that.
Look at them right now. They're
Okay.
such beautiful remembrance bricks for loved ones that have crossed over. And you can take a look here.
It can be honor. It's most of these are in honor of a pet or pets, but a lot of them are in individuals.
So someone could buy a brick and have it put here with their dog or with their pet.
You can have it here, or you can order the brick and take it home. You don't have to have it here if you don't want to.
And this is something you can find on our website too.
Okay, now what is your website?
It's www.lakeshorehumanesociety.org.
www.lakeshorehumanesociety.org.
Now right here is my little guy. We had him 17 and a half years. And we had to put him down a year ago. But he was I ordered 2 bricks. There's one here, and I have one outside my back door at home. So
Yeah.
Oh, so we can take them home too.
Oh, yeah.
That's great. That's another option. We always like to give people more than one option.
That's right. Now, what does it cost for a brick?
Standard brick is 50. The larger ones are 100. And it depends on the engravings. If you want, like here, these will cost extra. The bicycles, these were friends of mine. I had that one done.
So
this right here, now this would be $50. When you add this, I think it's another 10 to have the dog put in there. Those are sandblasted right in.
Okay. Well,
now we're ordering. We won't be placing an order till spring because when we get them, we can't put them in the ground anyway. But
sure.
we still take orders all year, and we probably place 2 to 3 orders a year and put them in the ground.
So there are all kinds of ways for people to donate to help promote the Humane Society, not only by volunteering, which Carmen does, which is wonderful, and we can tell you love dogs. And Bob, yeah.
And it's not just financial donations. We're always looking for cleaning supplies, paper towels, something as little as toilet paper, laundry detergent, anything like that.
Can you spare a square?
If we don't have it, we go out and buy it. We have to do that, but
Yeah.
it's anything we can do.
Yes, a lot of the volunteers too also purchase different materials. We also, when we fall in love, which we fall in love with every animal here, we buy certain toys for them, certain linens, little coats, anything that they require, because the joy that we see in their faces, depending on what kind of a background they had before they got here, means the whole world to us to provide that love and care.
One donation thing that we see, and we're seeing it more now, especially in the summertime, is as younger kids get old to realize what's going on here, and they're having a birthday party. They say, no presents, I want things to donate to the Humane Society, and then they'll come in and donate, and they'll bring in carloads of stuff.
And on Amazon.com, if you want to make a donation when you're purchasing on Amazon.com, you can go to Amazon Smile and choose a Lakeshore Humane Society, and then a portion of that sale will go to our cause.
So there are all kinds of ways to do that. And now you talked about having other people come in, like the WCA. You go out. Do you take animals out to visit other sites, homes?
We will, yes.
Yes, and also St. Columban's brings their residents over here, and they will go in the cat area. They will visit with the dogs. They will be in the general community visiting room, and they fall in love with the animals, and it gives them a chance to socialize.
They come in and get their cat fix.
Yeah,
and the
dog
cats
fix.
get used to somebody holding them, so it works for both. I think they're only allowed so many animals out of St. Columban's, 1 cat and 1 dog. So they come in here and get their fix, which is great for us and great for them.
Yeah. And now one of the things you talk about, the Operation Pets. Tell me about Operation Pets. Tell me what is that?
That's an organization out of Blaisdell up by Hamburg, but it's very close to the McKinley Mall. And it's low-cost spay and neutering for your cats or for your pets. We take most of our cats up there just because, we have to raise the funds. So we take once a week, we basically have a standing appointment, especially in the summertime.
It's cost effective. We're always looking at cost effective methods because then we could provide even greater care for the animals that come into our welfare.
And the other part of that operation, pets, is what is in the summertime? The feral cat
Oh,
focus.
the tray and
Feral
they do
cat
the,
focus is
trap
the-
and release program.
In New York State, we can go out and trap cats, have them spayed or neutered, but according to the law, you have to release them where you found them. You can't release them in somebody else's backyard because that's somebody else's territory, and they won't get along too well. So, but feral cat focus does not operate in the wintertime because you don't want to operate on a cat and then have to release it out in the cold. So as soon as the weather changes, they shut down.
We also tell the community about the pet pantry because sometimes we have people, when they come to adoptions, they may not be ready to adopt, but when they fill an application and we hold on to the application, sometimes there's a need that arises and that person's ready. And then they're on our Rolodex, and that has created many happy endings. And sometimes people come in and they just want information about low-cost spaying and neutering programs or the neuter and trap programs, or where to go to get food, or how to get help. And we have also a fund. Is that the Bigfoot Fund? What's that fund called?
Spay and neuter assistance?
I don't know, but isn't it called Bigfoot?
There is a Bigfoot fund,
Yeah, what
which
is that?
we can authorize up to $50 for somebody needs an emergency with an animal. They might have picked one up that got hit by a car or something
Yes.
like that. Or
It's very important to help the members in our community. That's why we're here, located in the heart of our community.
we also have a fund that's spay and neuter assistance for usually low-income families. We'd rather have the dog or the cat needs to be spayed or neutered. It's good for their health. They don't need to be having more kittens and more puppies out running around.
Right.
And so we offer assistance on that, too. They can come in and fill out an application.
So Lakeshore Humane Society really does a service to the community. Not only do you shelter and love animals that have been abandoned or have just, the families can no longer take care of them, but you make sure when they're adopted out that they're adopted to families that can care for them and can love them. So anything that anybody can do to help contribute to the Lakeshore Humane Society, they should do that. You can do it, donate a 24-pack of toilet paper or, some paper towels or some cleaning supplies.
It could be Dawn dishwashing detergent or something like that.
Right.
Detergent,
Our
bleach.
washing machines are going to every day.
Yeah,
Right.
we're always watching.
So anything that can be donated can be used in the
We can
house,
use it.
can be used here as well. You can donate your time. You can pick up an extra bag of dog food or cat chow or whatever cats
Or
eat.
even prayers. If local churches would like to put our special needs or our elder animals in prayer chains are wonderful, and that's free.
Right, that's free. So whatever you can do to help support the Humane Society, we should do that because you're not a member of the National Humane Society. You are not for profit.
We are
You're not
nonprofit.
affiliated as far as
We-
monetary back and forth with any other agency.
Unless the funds are donated or we raise them, that's it. We operate off of that. Probably 65% of our yearly budget is vet bills and medicine. We lose money on every animal we adopt.
Volunteers, we have our own tithing system here. We're always giving. You can't help it. The dogs and cats that come in here are so beautiful.
Absolutely. Well, there are fur babies
Oh, yeah.
for sure. So they're here. You can support the Lakeshore Humane Society. There's Pins for Paws on January 18th. There is the spaghetti dinner on February 25th. For more information, go to lakeshorehumanesociety.org. Okay, so there are books. There are all kinds of things that people can do to help support the cause for Lakeshore Humane Society.
18.
Begin with.
We do have younger ones, but they have to be with an adult.
So
They just come in
18.
with their parents.
And now, when are your viewing times? When can somebody come in to look at a pet to determine if they want to adopt it?
So adoption days are every Wednesday, unless otherwise noted, from 6 to 8 p.m. And then adoption days are on Saturdays, 12 to 3. We also have fundraisers. We also have appointments that you can make when you call, and we will return your call and get back to you.
Okay, and what phone number would they call?
672-1991, I believe is the one.
I don't have that one memorized.
Okay, So
I
you
think
can
that's the
call,
one.
You can stop by. You can volunteer. You can drop stuff off. The Lakeshore Humane Society is here for the animals. They're here for you. So come on out and enjoy and see what kind of pets we've got
Just
available.
come in and visit us. You don't have to take an animal home. Come see what we're all about.
Yes, there's no pressure. The most important thing is to become educated on what a local adoption shelter offers and does and how we work with other agencies for the best and highest good of all the animals that we serve.
Well, thank you. And thank you for letting City Speaks come and be a part of this. I've loved it. It's been great.
We're
I
glad
love
to
the
have you
animals.
here.
Yeah.
To see what we're all about.
Well, you're welcome. And thank you for watching City Speaks. City Speaks is a show that's brought to you by Mayor Rosas and his administration. We want to let you know what's going on in your area, in the city of Dunkirk. Things that you can do that you might be interested in. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you think. Give us a call. Vicki Westling, 716-363-6888. Send me a snail mail. Vicki Westling, City Hall, 342 Central Avenue, Dunkirk, New York, 14048. Send an email, vwestling@cityofdunkirk.com. Thank you. Thank you for watching City Speaks, and thank you, Lakeshore Humane Society.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
This was fun. Thank you for coming. I didn't expect